Hello, fellow kids. Hello and welcome to Moose Jaw RC. I am Joe, I'm your host, and this is episode 1 of Joining the Mile High Crawl. In this episode, I'll be diving into the world of competition rock crawling RC. I have never been involved in a comp, and this is going to be a learning experience for me. And I am bringing you with me on this ill-advised rabbit hole in our wonderful hobby. In these episodes of learning of what to do and what not to do, I am preparing to dive into the world of gates, time restraints, and predetermined disappointment in competing at the Rocky Mountain Regional Championship 2023. This event is June 1st to June 4th, Thursday through Sunday. I believe Thursday is the concourse, which I usually partake in, and I look forward to it. And hopefully there will be a driver meeting so I can learn what to do and what not to do at these events. Friday will be Class 1, which I have signed up for, but I don't have a Class 1 truck. Saturday is Class 2, which I have been building, and we'll show you that today. And Sunday is Class 3, but I'm not interested in Class 3s. Sunday for me is just simply going to be there, crawl, free will, and have fun with some friends and meet some new people as well. More than anything, I just want to take in the scenery. The event is at Red Feathers, Colorado, elevation of 9,000 feet in the heart of the Rocky Mountains, and I look very forward taking in the beauty of the area, just to get into the outdoors and take it all in. With these episodes, please look for more as I will be going over my progress in my builds and also maybe into me learning what it means to comp, to use a winch, how to set up a tiny truck just right. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification, and approve or disapprove of these videos like a Roman emperor with that like button. So what is the plan? The plan is still a work in progress. I have 2 classes to run, but for right now, I plan on only using one truck. One truck, 2 different bodies. A Class 1 requires a 4.19 outside diameter limit tire, and I'm going to use the Hyrax G8 compound. I haven't had much luck with Hyraxes. I know everybody else has, but maybe it's just me. We'll find out. And of course, in Class 2, we have a 4.75 diameter tire, and I plan on using the Vanquish VXT2. These tires are questionable about the outside diameter, but it says 4.75 on it, so that's what we're going to go with. It must be true. So since I'm waiting for Class 1 parts to come in the mail, actually, parts were accidentally sent to my other house in California at my other residence. Mrs. Moose Jaw simply texted me, "What is this?" And I told her, just stuff, don't worry, just put it off the side, we're good. In this episode, I will be focusing mostly on Class 2 and what I have done already, and then we'll see where we're going to go from there. I started building this about a month ago, maybe a little longer, I don't know, I lost time. And I was anticipating some big event for a comp this year, and I wanted to go. Thought it was going to be Scale Nationals. Maybe that'll be later in the year. Who knows? But this came up in Colorado, and I'm saying, yeah, let's do this. And here it is. Boom. We're building a comp truck. I attained some new parts, some old parts, scuttled a previous truck to put this together. First off is the flat rail chassis. I took this off of a truck I had before, and I wasn't running it, so I thought I better do something with it because I don't like having trucks that I don't use. I don't like trophy shelf queens something, so I took the chassis out and we started building. It is a G-Speed LCG flat chassis. It's not carbon fiber, I forget the other what they call that. This chassis is from, I believe, 2016, maybe 2017. I got it in 2017. It was built. I bought a used one. So that's how old it is. What I mounted to this was a Vanquish VFD transmission, not the Vanquish VFD Twin. This is simply their first design on the Vanquish VS410 Pro, and that's what I wanted to use. The kit comes with a profile of wide-centered gears, and it gives you a 6.5% overdrive to the front. At least that's what the description said in the Vanquish website. Overdrive is what you want in a comp truck, so we got some overdrive going on. The mount went pretty easy. I did have to mark and drill a hole for the two upper mounts in the chassis. This is mostly because the model of this G-Speed chassis is predating the VFD transmission, but we made it work. Next is the RC Pirates front servo mount. This will mount a steering servo and also a servo winch, and I cannot tell you how much practice I will need to use that winch. I've never used a winch before. I put some on for looks. I'm just one that usually just kicks it over or bats it over and moves on, so we'll have to get used to that winch. I also mounted some leftover STRC chassis width standoffs in front and rear, and also in a parts bin I found this STRC chassis brace rear one, so we got that going. That's nice. With all that, this chassis is definitely stiffened up and everything, so that's what I'm looking for. This chassis is not gonna flex. For right now, I'm using some Vanquish S8E 80mm shocks. I know that there might be some future different setup shocks I should go, but for right now, to get this thing rolling, we're using this. I got about 70 weight oil in there. I like it thick. I like it to move like a slow Cadillac, but I'm thinking it probably 50 or 60 might be best, but we'll see when we get there. I did add the Incision machine spring collars here. With that, it's just a little peace of mind from the plastic and easier to adjust on the fly. We got those mounted to the shock loops of the G-Speed chassis. I know there are different setups out there, but this is what I'm going with. I'm going to go with a little old school and new school and see if we can't find a happy medium with the performance of this truck. Sliders are from an Element Ecto. Again, was in a parts box that I got. I like the flat surface. I kind of milled down a little bit. I'll probably even Dremel out some of these ridges here as well, just so it doesn't get hung up. But I like how flat it is, that maybe it will help me mount my bodies on here a little easier. Once we get to the bodies, we'll see if we can do that. See if we can figure it out. Axle wise, we installed the Vanquish F10 portals with stock gearing for now. There's options out there to add a little bit more overdrive to the front with portal gears, but we'll see how it works first. See if I like it. And to cap that off, I installed the new Vanquish brass portal knuckle weights. Bigger than I thought they would be, and a direct replacement fit with 120 grams added to an already brass infested F10 portal housing. Seriously heavy up front. We got Incision links, 12.3 stainless steel, Incision ISD 10 drive shaft that I had laying around that I didn't use on my other builds, and a Vanquish panhard mount that I had. The problem with this, there's only one hole in the old school chassis, and again, this chassis was made before chassis servo mounts were getting more popular. I still have to drill the second hole in place to secure that panhard mount, but it should work. It lines up just fine. Wheel wise, I got Vanquish wheels of fortune, but I did add some scale black SLW hub screw sets, 0.8 inner brass ring in the front and a 0.8 aluminum in the rear, Crawler Innovation foams, medium in the front and a firm in the back, wrapped up with the Vanquish VXT2s. These tires immediately made me a better driver. I really am confident with using these more than I have with Hyrex. Hyrex just never really did it for me with those. I tried them, I didn't like them, got rid of them twice. So that is a fair bit for a jump into comp crawling rig. I did get a very good head start on this, but I'm also very happy to learn what I also need to do to make this perform as best as it can with my style of driving. I mean, even figure out what is my style of driving, especially at a comp. I am really curious how competitive I will be. I'm usually the middle down the road kind of guy, but with competition, you got to really push yourself to be uncommon. We're going to see what this brings out in me. Maybe it'll be the angry moose jaw. I don't know. I doubt it. But with that, there's still more to do with this build. First, we have to get electronics, and like I said, some of those electronics went to Sacramento. Some will be on their way here in the middle of nowhere, Nevada. We have to figure out how we're going to mount these bodies. I have 2 bodies for this, one for class 1, one for class 2. Am I going to have a universal mount for both? We'll have to figure it out. Definitely going to hide the body pins. We don't even want the body pins, so we have to see. Might even have to draw up or use some parts to fabricate something where it could be a quick release. We're going to clean up the wiring, try to have the cleanest wiring job I've ever had in my life. We'll see if I can pull it off. And we'll get this to perform, but more than anything, we got to get me to perform. And I don't think I need to go running or anything, but I need to get in that mindset, that competitive mindset. We might have to find our zen of crawling at some local comps at Folsom Lake and get into that state of mind. We've definitely perfected the comp stance. We got that checked off. We're good with that. Like the statue of David. But the driving and winching part, picking lines, adapting, anticipating is all in the air of discovery for me. That's going to be the hard part. After getting this far, my main concern is overdrive gearing. How much is too much? What would you do for gearing? What do you suggest? Let me know in the comments below. I need your help on this, your insight on this. I do have overdrive in some truck. I like overdrive. I have nothing against it. Sometimes I just wonder if I have too much for my driving style. So any suggestions you have in the comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear your insight. So that's it for episode 1 of the Mile High Crawl. These episodes will come out from time to time. I'm not going to be on a strict schedule week to week, but I will keep them up and going on our progress as we go along. We have a little over 100 days, maybe 112, 111 when this comes out. We'll see how far down we go the proverbial rabbit hole of comp crawling. So again, thanks for joining the Moose Jaw RC channel. We'll see you on the next episode, episode 2 of the Mile High Crawl.